this is Maria Brink.
This is Chris Howarth
from In This Moment, and you are watching MPJ.
Talk to you guys a little bit about the history of the band for the people that may not know In This Moment.
Okay.
And you guys have, I think, a really inspirational story of how you guys were discovered through like all the social networking and really doing a lot of self-promotion.
Right, yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about how you guys went about that?
I mean, we were really determined, and like we wanted to do it so bad, and we were all kind of in previous bands, and we didn't want to like sit around waiting for someone to kind of come find us, right? And we all basically just started touring, we started practicing, we got the band together, and it took a little while to get all the members, and everything just, the songs were flowing right, and so we just all got into a little small van and started touring all over the country. And he worked really hard on the MySpace page, and it just started, everything was just happening, and we started getting emails, and our manager contacted us through MySpace, and labels started writing, and everything just started happening really fast, right?
Yeah, with the MySpace thing, it was basically just a way, and people were doing it, but nobody was really doing it to the extent that we realized right away when we started to add friends actively and just try to say, hey, listen to my band, that it would pay off eventually, because we would get feedback instantly, and all of a sudden we started getting contacted by management companies and labels and stuff like that, and you know, we met our manager through MySpace. So.
And your manager is?
Lasco, from Ozzy, yeah, and Rob Zombie. But it's a great tool for bands not signed, you know what I mean? Because you can travel and you can tour and people can come out and know who you are, you know? So.
How long ago was it that you guys were really starting to do the MySpace?
The MySpace page was started August 2005.
2005.
So it's been.
But it's still a big tool.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, yeah.
That's everything we have. Everything we do in contact with our fans and things like that is through MySpace.
Yeah, definitely. And I noticed, like, on your MySpace pages too, you guys have very like inspirational, very positive messages too.
Right.
And this was really nice to see that, because you know, like, metal is so gloom sometimes, and so you guys have a very positive outlook on life.
Yeah, we try to. We try to. We find that ever since we all kind of, how do you say that? Started kind of focusing on the positive in our lives and kind of, you know, manifesting your dreams, that all these like magical things started happening for us. So we were like, we better stay on this path. You know what I mean? And I think it's just good. I get a lot of really depressed, dark, even, you know, suicidal kids and fans who write us all the time. So we like to, you know, put a positive message. Not everything we do is positive. There's depressing things, there's death, there's sad moments in the songs, because it's life and it's real. But when we can, we try to always, you know, tell kids believe in themselves and try to have a good message. So
definitely. And the new albums,
The Dream. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys, this one you guys recorded a little different than the first one, because the first one you guys were all together when you wrote it, correct?
Right.
Correct. We basically, Bray and I wrote a couple songs together, and then we got a whole band, and everyone started writing songs, and we just had, you know, we had all this time from the inception of the band to getting signed and doing the album to write songs and practice them in a room together and stuff like that. And on the new album, we basically, everyone lives in different places, because with the extensive touring, you know, we didn't have homes to go back to, so everyone went to their original spot, and so we were doing it bi-coastally, like recording it at songs in LA and sending them to Maria in New York and the drummer in New York, and then going back and forth with them that way. So that was totally different way to do it. And then we all met up in the studio in Vegas and hashed out all the ideas with the producer, and we came up with The Dream.
I think so. Now, did it seem like, because when you had that time, like, you guys all have your different busy schedules, and then when you had the time to focus and the inspiration, you could do that. Was it nice too? Did it feel like you didn't have any outside? I don't know the difference between the two recording, but did you feel like you had no outside influence, where it was just your own thoughts with nobody else, like, interrupting like your other bandmates or anything? Or?
Oh, you mean when I was by myself, kind of writing? Yeah, it really did help a lot, because we fought a lot on the first album. It was very like, me and him are really passionate, and I really know what I want and like, and he knows what he wants and like, and we had different opinions on the first album. But the second album, we really got along really well, and it was cool to be able to independently sit and work with it, you know, and then just send it to them. But once we got into the studio, Kevin Chirko was our producer, and he's just this phenomenal producer, artist, musician, and he's brilliant in himself. So we trusted him enough that if we both really disagreed, we can put it in his hands and let him make the decision, and we were confident with that. So there was really no fighting at all. So it was good.
Very cool. Maria, I had a question for you too, but and I don't know if you have any kids or not, but I know, Maria, that you have a son.
Yeah.
How is that with touring? Is it difficult with him, or
Yeah.
how do you deal with it, or what happens?
I mean, that's the hardest by far, right, Chris? I mean, he knows that's the hardest part for me, because for me, just by myself, like, you know, I know how to survive and be a road dog and this and that, but my son is like my world, you know, he's my everything. So, missing him is definitely the most challenging part of touring altogether. We figured it out though, you know, he's 15, so he gets it, he's popular, he's the captain of the football team, you know, so, you know, I call him every morning before he goes to school and wish him off, and we see each other all the time. We take breaks in between tours so I can go home, be mom, and he flies out, like he's going on a work tour with us this summer, so we make it work for us. We found our formula, but it still doesn't make it easy. It's hard.
Oh no, I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's hard.
And now you were very young when you had him.
I was a young teenager, yeah.
Yeah. Now a lot of your fans, you have a lot of women that were probably about the same age, or maybe
Right.
a little bit younger than you were. You take a lot of responsibility in having that role model image
Right.
and things. And like I know recently you did the thing with Playboy, but
Right.
you didn't go full nudity.
Right.
You did very
Can you
tasteful.
imagine my son? Can you imagine his friends having nude pictures of me in the locker room on the wall? I thought, can you imagine I ever went naked? My poor child. Not that I was thinking of it, but I mean, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with women are comfortable with nudity and they're in Playboy. Like, I don't judge anybody. I think there's nothing wrong with it. But for me, right, I have so many young girls, 13-year-olds, and I just, it doesn't feel right for me right now in my life. And my son, he'd kill me. He'd kill me. It'd be like Playboy pictures on the locker room walls, But anyway, we try to have I don't think I'm a role model, and I don't try to be. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just happens to be that people are inspired, and you kind of fall into that place whenever I think you're in the, so
Yeah.
we kind of took on that responsibility. So I try to do the best I can with giving a good message or giving good advice, but I don't know. You know what I mean?
You do a good job.
I'm trying.
It definitely stands out. So
Thanks.
you guys have the Metal Couture show coming up
Yeah.
with MTV in a couple days, I think. Actually,
Yeah.
how'd that come about? Do you know? Or?
Jose, right?
Yeah, we basically we became friends with Jose Mangan, who does the Serious Heart Attack and now Liquid Metal Heart Attack. He's like the metal flag waver
We love him.
of our time. And anyway, we became friends with him, and he's always done so much for In This Moment. Throughout the last few years, he called us up and said, "Hey, I got this thing. You guys," and we were just like, "Yes, we'll do anything you want."
It seems really cool.
We met everybody the other night in Sayreville, and it seems like a great bunch of people, and we're really excited to be a part of it and do it.
No, I mean, you guys are doing like an acoustic set, right? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
we're
doing?
doing a bunch of songs acoustically.
And then, what?
It's like a fashion show, and there's a clothing line that's going to be, it's called Metal Couture,
Uh-huh.
is the clothing line, and it's going to be done on MTV, MTV2. But yeah, and we're going to play acoustically, and another band's going to play after us, and it's going to be kind of a cool party for...
Yeah.
Are they dressing you? Are you getting cool stuff?
No, they're not. But I got cool stuff because I'm like, it's like a fashion show, music, metal party. So I got my outfit all planned out.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then you had mentioned that this summer you guys are going out on the Warped Tour. And then you guys, from this tour, because currently you're on one with Mudvayne.
Yeah.
And this one ends...
About 3 weeks.
March 28th
Yeah.
is the last show.
And then you guys, is it Europe you're going, or what?
Yeah, we go to Europe to
We go to the UK for like 15 shows, and then we do like 7 shows with Papa Roach and Filter in Europe. So UK and then Europe.
And then we go to Asia, to Japan for some shows. It's our second time going back, and we're very excited. We love Japan, we love Tokyo, so very stoked to go back there. And then we get like a month off, and then we start Warped Tour.
Very cool. Well,
Yeah.
best of luck to you guys.
Thank you. We're really excited to do Warped Tour. I think it's going to be a new...
The haunted house.
I don't know what's going on here. But I think it's going to be a new, diverse crowd. I think it's going to be a good time. Summer festivals are great, so we're really excited. Right?
Yeah.
Word.
Well, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.